So if you'd just like to start with your full name, where you're from, and your role at the Y office.
Okay. My name is Kgothatso Mokoena, and I'm from South Africa in a small province called Free State. And I'm originally from Virginia, which later on I moved to Welkom due to job and school-related matters. In the World YWCA, I'm an intern for 2013, a long-term intern, and I'm within the program department, where my general role is assisting in the 3 focal areas, which is young women leadership and leadership in general, SRHR, which is sexual and reproductive health rights, and violence against women. And on that also, on leadership side, I'm also linked to the movement building program. And yes, that's roughly what I do here.
Excellent. And could you just share with us a little bit about your professional background and what you were doing prior to coming over here to Geneva?
Okay. Back in South Africa, I studied primary health care, and which makes me a qualified community nurse. And it was never really a call for me, but it was influenced by so many reasons. But eventually I finished that and I started working as a community nurse for 3.5 years. And then later there was this call and passion for me to become a social worker. Then I decided to go and do that. But within that process, I've always been interested in project management. So I studied management and I graduated in 2012. Yeah, I'm in a position of a higher certificate in management, which includes project management and finance management and such things. And I have been very active in youth issues, and in 2010 I was awarded a Community Youth Leader of the Year on provincial level, of which I'm still am.
Awesome.
Yeah, and with the hope, of course, that within the next election I can still stand and make it. And my activism work started at my early 1920s. We just moved away from the apartheid era, and then young women started, we developed a different perspective to things. It was high time for us to let go of the past and see the future. But then there were still some barriers and challenges as to is it possible for us as Black community. So I was one of the few advantaged that were given the opportunity to raise up. And from that on, I just, somehow I found myself being empowered through different programs. I found myself being engaged from one program to the next, and I ended up being a member of the YWCA, and now the opportunities just enhanced and doors were opened.
Wow. So, when you first heard about the internship opportunity, did you kind of think that you were a prime candidate? Like, how did you think about it?
I'm sorry. But to tell you the truth, I never thought I'll be considered for it. But the support I had from the YWCA South Africa, it was awesome. They believed in me. They thought I'll actually make it. And I said, but these people are looking for certain experiences, and I don't think I can make it. And we're not only talking of a regional. I've never even, at the time, I've never been I've never been granted a regional opportunity to represent the organization. And yet you think I'll do well on international, space. I was scared. I was like, God, will I? But then they really motivated me to apply. I did. And first time when Michelle and the rest of the group called me and interviewed me, I was shaking. I didn't sleep the night before, But still, after the interview, the questions were very interesting. But for me, they were very intense. And I was like, well, it's one of those days. It's gone. But I still don't think I'll make this. I don't think I stand a chance, I really didn't.
And so how long have you been here now?
I came to Geneva on February 1st, and I started my responsibilities on February 4th.
Wow. And so what, in the time that you've been in Geneva, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you faced?
So far, my expectations on the internship programs are met.
Yeah.
And time will always be a challenge for many, many things, because in time you're looking to learn this. In time you want to spend more time on a certain program, but then you need to move to the other, because of course I only have a year, and within this year I have so much to learn. So in connection to my program, really, so far everything is good. But if I should go back to young women leadership program, that's where I think I still need to spend more time in, and maybe, give myself time to look at different approaches, maybe that the World YWCA have used before. And then, that's something I really, really want to do for myself. Yeah.
And do you have a particular highlight or something that's happened so far that's really, for you, something really special that's happened?
Yeah. There are two things that happened. My first invite to a panel in Human Rights Council, the 22nd session in March. It was only my 3 week in the office, and then I was told I needed to present on women's rights in Africa. I didn't think I can, but I know I'm a good speaker in a way. So but I was panicking. I've never, like I said earlier, I've never been on an international level, and yet I was expected to present in front of all these people, high level people. So that was one of my biggest moments. And then my second moment was the AU is an African Union summit. I was one of the 5 young women who developed the Africa strategy. We started as 3. It was me and other 2 ladies, and later on we had these 2 ladies. One of the last 2 who joined into the strategy she is actually an ex-intern for 2012. So we worked on that strategy, and I saw that strategy coming into the World Office and actually being approved. So that's a feeling of fulfillment for me. I work towards this, and even if it's been sent out there, it says something for me. This is me. This is what I wanted young women to know. These are the issues, and I've been able to carry them from grassroots up to this level. And I'm happy that there are plans in action, to help young women in Africa and other regions, to make such strategies, to put them in action.
Awesome. And so just finally, if there are young ladies out there that are thinking about applying for a long-term internship with the World Office or one of the other professional development opportunities, do you have a tip for them?
Yeah, I do. And it's an easy one. I know people have heard this before, but I always say it. I carry it with me everywhere I go, that everybody keeps talking about change. What is change? Then sometime back I had to look and say, change is me. If I want change, I first have to be changed. So if you think you have a little bit of what it takes to bring change in your community, apply for this internship. There are professionals waiting. There are resources available to help you enhance on your potential. And from that moment onwards, if only you can enable yourself, be that element of change, then it's easy to go back and implement. And if you start implementing, obviously you are touching more lives, and then we can start seeing change. So this is absolutely an opportunity not to be missed by young women, future advocates.
Thank you so much for your time. I know you're about to jump on a flight, so I'll let you go. But it's been great to chat with you. Thanks,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jo. Thank you very much. It was nice doing this.